Hey, what's going on, guys? Today we have the first video in a brand new series called Living With, where I try to let you guys know what it's like living with the phone in a short video that's not going into a 10 or 20 minute review, just hitting some highlights and lowlights and letting you know if this phone is for you or if it's definitely not. Question of the day, let me know which phone you want to see me do next. I have the Redmi Note 6 Pro planned, so make sure you let me know what you want to see after that. Alright, so MIUI 2. This is the global variant. As you can tell from the box right there in front of me, it's got 4 gigs of RAM, 64 gigs of ROM, Snapdragon 660, a 6-inch 1080p LCD screen, and a 3000 mAh battery. And the cameras here on the back are some dual sensors from Sony. We'll get to that here in a second. So who is this phone for? Well, if you love stock Android and you're on a budget, this phone's probably for you. If you really want some solid pictures, and again, you're on a budget, this phone is probably for you. I've been really impressed by the camera, especially for a phone of this price, and it's running stock Android, and I know there's a lot of geeks here on YouTube that love stock Android. Now, who is this phone not for? If you're on a budget and you want something that performs really well, you don't care about the specs, you just want it to run as smooth as possible, this phone is not for you. If you need a phone that lasts, all day, again, not for you. It's only got a 3000 mAh battery. It's just not enough. Even with the Snapdragon 660, it's not enough battery life, guys. I'm getting, 4.5, 5 hour screen on time, just using the phone like normal. It's not great. Standby drain though is awesome. I do have to say that. Credit where it's due. Standby drain has been great. But when you're actually using the phone, it just seems like the battery, you just keep watching the percentage go down and down and down. So, phone is for, you want stock Android or some great pictures on a budget. Phone is not for, you're a power user, you need a lot of battery. So, let's get into the good and the bad. The bad, and again guys, this is coming from my perspective. I bought this phone with my own money. I really like Xiaomi skin, and I really like Huawei skin. I don't like stock Android, so for me that's a huge negative. Like, these nav buttons at the bottom, you can't even swap them. What the hell, Google? Like, this is Android. I'm supposed to be able to customize my phone. Why the hell can't I swap around the buttons at the bottom? Like, seriously? Which, again, I'm probably in a minority there, but can't swap the buttons around there at the bottom. I like having the back button bottom right. I had Samsung phones for the longest time, and I'm right-handed, so my thumb is just easier to hit that, especially on phones with larger screens. Another thing with stock Android, and again guys, this is just something to be aware of, so we're going to hop here into my settings. It's November 21st, 2018. We've still got Android 8.1, no high. So if you do want those super fast Android updates, grab a Pixel. There's supposed to be a Pixel 3 Lite coming here really soon. Maybe that's something more up your alley. Go on swappa.com, buy a Pixel used, like a Pixel 2 or 2 XL. They're going to be more than 200 bucks, but you're going to get those updates pretty quick. Or look at something like a used OnePlus or Sony. I've bought plenty of used phones, and as long as you do your research ahead of time and you make sure you're buying it from a reputable seller, you'll be just fine. I mentioned the battery life. Guys, 3000 mAh just isn't going to cut it. For me to not mention the battery life, you got to be at least a 4000 mAh battery. Another thing, no headphone jack. And I know that people keep getting rid of the headphone jacks, but I don't know. I think it's a stupid trend, personally. I'm just not a huge fan. So, highlights of the phone. I do really like the screen. I think the screen looks really good, especially for 200 bucks. Camera does great, especially for 200 bucks. That's about all I got. You guys can see here the phone looks super stock. I promise I have actually been using this phone, but it looks stock because I just wiped it to actually sell it because I've been super disappointed in how it's been performing. Battery sucks. Performance isn't even good. It's like, man, Xiaomi, and I don't know who to blame this on. It's like, Xiaomi's skin, MIUI, is so well optimized. My Redmi Note 6 Pro just runs so smooth. The Mi Max 3, which also had a Snapdragon 636, so a lower spec chip than we have in here, ran so smooth. And I just expected this to be the same, and it just hasn't been. It hasn't been bad. I mean, it performs pretty well. I even have the animation time to make everything feel a little bit more smooth, but This phone froze and lagged more than any phone that I've had in this price point. Granted, the phones in this price point I've had have been Xiaomi and the Honor 8X Max, but that one doesn't count because that was just a crapshoot. But yeah, it's not performing the way that I expect it to. Again, 200 bucks. Can you deal with an occasional lag? Yeah, probably. You know, you're not buying a flagship, you're buying a $200 phone with Android One. It's something I wanted to call out. And again, guys, stock Android, another gripe. I want to adjust the screen brightness, right? Okay, let's pull down from the top. No slider. I gotta slide down a second time and then reach all the way to the top of the phone. Like, that's also stupid. Like, come on, that's dumb. The clear all button. So I don't have any notifications because I don't have my SIM card in this phone. Because like I mentioned, I just wiped it to sell it. But the clear all notifications. What you have to do is scroll through your notifications that are in the shade to get to the clear all, and then you push it. It's like, okay, that's cool. Why isn't there just a persistent circular X button or something like that right here? Just, at this point I'm kind of ranting against stock Android and Android One, but yeah, I'm not super thrilled with this phone's performance. Camera's been good, screen looks good, everything else is kind of meh. It's a $200 phone. Anyway, guys, if you like this video, please let me know. Like I said, it's the first video in a new series I'm going to try to do, where I'll do basically a more short, concise review and give you a high level of what it's like actually living with one of these phones. Thanks so much for watching, though. I'll see you guys in the next one.